Hey, welcome back. In this section, we are going to make a nice awning that goes over our front porch. To do that, we're going to need the rectangle tool. So I'm going to click and get the rectangle tool. And we need to arrange our camera so we can see the entire house, but we're pretty close to it. Now we want the awning to be a little bit above this right here. So you'll notice when we put our mouse here, we have an endpoint. We want to move it up a little bit higher, just so we know we're not even with the door, but a little bit higher. You can see right there it snaps to the edge. We're going to go just a little bit higher right there. Make sure it says on edge, but make sure it's not in line with the door, just a little bit higher. And then we're going to click and let go. And we're going to drag out a box, or a rectangle, about this big. This is just going to be the awning. It doesn't have to be too thick. Make sure it's on the edge, and then click and let go. And now we're going to pull our awning out. Select the push-pull tool. We'll find the awning surface, click and let go, and drag out about there. Remember to spin your camera and move your camera around to get your awning out as far as you want. You do not have to have it even with the edge of the porch. You can if you want to. Mine's going to be a little staggered, which means the roof or the awning isn't going to be quite as big as the porch. So set it to the distance that you want. And now we're going to make a couple beams that come down from this front awning. To make the beams, we're going to select our circle tool. And now what we're going to do is a little bit of a camera movement. We're going to twist and want to go up to this area of the awning. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, shift my camera around, get a nice position there. Now we want to make a pole. We're going to make a cylinder that's going to go from the awning down to the porch. Find a space about right here near the edge, click and let go, and select the size for your cylinder. You don't want to make it too big. I'm at about 2.5 inches right now for a radius. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to click and let go. And now what we want to do is we want to copy this so all of our cylinders are the same size. To copy it, go to your selection tool, click and hold to drag a selection box around that circle, and now press Control-C on your keyboard to make sure it's copied. And now we can space these along our awning. Let's put another one over on the other end. So we'll go over to this corner. Put your mouse about where you want it to be. Press Control-V on the keyboard, and you'll have to move a little bit. Notice this little red dotted line I have that shows that it's going to be lined up with the other one. Let's click about there. Looking pretty good. Now we can also put a couple on either side of the doorway. So let's select our pointer tool again. Let's go about right there, so a little to the right of the door. Control-V. Let's put that there, and then we'll put one on the other side of the door. Put it about right there. Make sure that they're evenly spaced. I'm going to do a Control-V. And when you got it about where you like it, you can click it. Now later on you can move these. If you move your mouse around, you might notice that one circle is a little off-center. Looks like I want to move this circle a little closer. I can take my selection tool, select that circle, then go to my move tool, select that circle, click and let go, and drag it over to where I want it and click and let go. So take a moment, put those circles where you want those beams to be. And once you have them where you like them, we're going to use the push-pull tool to drag the beams all the way down. So I'm going to go push-pull. Make sure I'm on the surface of that circle. Oop, I'm going to hit escape here. If you ever can't select the surface, like mine wasn't selecting, just hit the escape on your keyboard. There, now I've got that circle. I'm going to click and let go and start dragging it down. Now here's where you can move your camera and continue to drag it, or you can drag it in little increments. Like I can click and let go there, and then move my camera a little bit and zoom out, click and let go, and continue dragging it all the way into the base. Make sure it goes all the way in there. And then we're going to continue that step. for these last 4. That looks good. Looks good. We'll do one more right here. Drag that in. And let's get a nice zoomed out view to see how that looks. All right, that looks pretty good. If you don't like the position of the poles that you have, you can always try to move them with the Move tool or hit the Undo button. Don't forget to hit the Save button as you go through. And now we have our awning.